Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? And welcome back. CantDrop here again today. So today I am bringing you guys a video on my exact reasons for why I chose Necro Lord over the other covenants. Basically, I'm not gonna go into depth on why I didn't choose the other covenants. I'm just gonna give you all the reasons why I chose Necro Lords. And this is all going to be based off of the last video. I told you guys I chose Necro Lords over Kyrian and Venthyr. But I figured I owed you guys a very good explanation as to why. So if anybody was curious, they could just listen to this and they'd be able to find out. So reason one is the class ability, okay? So the class ability is Death Chakrams for Hunters as a Necro Lord Covenant. And it gives single target damage. It gives AoE sustainability for survival hunters because we aren't very good at AoE. And it gives very good utility for focus regeneration. In PvP, for example, it has nice damage for arenas when you're doing when you're in a 2v2 arena and your main target is all by itself because you CC'd their healer or the other DPS in the group. And they're all by themselves. It's 7 hits total. So it'll either hit one target 7 times, or it'll hit multiple targets up to a total of 7 times. Each time it hits, its damage is increased by 15%. So at the end, the 7th hit does 105% damage. The situational advantage of this is that survival is a melee class. So while you're setting up, basically you set up at range. So you use your Serpent Sting, your bombs, you get a kill command off, you just keep reapplying kill commands and Serpent Stings and your bombs whenever possible. So to be able to have something like Death Chakram that you can throw, it gives you focus so you can keep spamming Serpent Stings if that's really on your to-do list. Or you can set up for a big go. Like if you were to use Coordinated Assault with the new PvP trinket on a 1-minute cooldown, like you see above my Intimidating Shout, or not my Intimidating Shout, but my Intimidate Stun, sorry, it synergizes very well. So you can start your focus regen at the same time you already got your dots lined up, and then you pop your cooldown and you can just go ham bone for like a good 3 seconds total. So with that being said, if you choose Necro Lord, you have the focus regeneration ability of your Death Chakrams. If you are talented into terms of engagement as a survival hunter, you have 20 focus regenerated over 10 seconds, and you automatically have your kill command, which regenerates focus for you. So you have 3 things that allow you to regenerate focus because survival is a focus-starved spec. Hugely focus-starved. So with that being said, the best legendary for hunters that everybody is saying as a survival or as, well, basically a survival is Nesingwari's trapping apparatus. And I love the ability. So basically you drop a trap, it gives you 45 focus instantly and then 100% increase to your focus regeneration over the course of 5 or 6 seconds after the trap is triggered. I wanted to mess around with other legendaries. I didn't want to only have to use that legendary all the way up until you're able to either A, use multiple legendaries, or B, the haste you can stack becomes enough to where I don't need any extra focus regeneration. With that being said, the most important reason I chose Necro Lords was because of the focus regeneration ability at a range with Death Chakrams. Due to the fact, like I just already explained, I don't want to have to main Nesingwari's trapping apparatus legendary 100% of the time. It's just not on my to-do list. I want to be able to mess around with other stuff, be able to bring you guys new builds. And the only way to be able to do that is to actually have as much focus regeneration as I can baseline. So having the extra focus regen on demand every 45 seconds for its cooldown is very good. With the actual Covenant ability, Fleshcraft, I like this because survival hunters, they don't really have self-healing besides Exhilarate, or if you're using a Leech Pet. So with Fleshcraft, you can spend 4 seconds channeling it, gain 20% maximum bonus to your HP as a shield. So with no mobs around you, you can get a minimal of 20% HP shield. If you channel it around 3 extra mobs, you can get up to a 50% bonus shield for like 50% of your HP as a shield. At 24k health buffed, 50% of my health brings me to 36. With the shield active for 2 minutes, I have as much health technically as a warrior at 38k, or as basically my tank in this group right now, this paladin. He's got 38k health. So it gives a lot of survivability. On top of that, the ability to use Fleshcraft around mobs mixed with the Necro Lord Covenant, if you go with the first baseline renown that you can get for the Paragon, or not, I don't know if it's a Paragon tree, but the first tree you get, basically when you channel Fleshcraft around certain enemies, it gives you a certain buff. So I can get a buff that gives me 2% of my maximum HP healed after I kill a mob. I can get a buff that gives me armor increase. I can get a buff that gives me 120 mastery. And the list on top of that, like I can get an agility buff for a really strong enemy. 2% agi buff isn't huge, but mixed with pots, mixed with everything like flasks, and on top of that, your food buffs and stuff like that, it makes a really incorporative gameplay based off of what mobs you use Fleshcraft around. And that's really exciting to me. Being able to mess around with other legendaries because I have baseline focus regen. Being able to have an absorb shield that can absorb up to 50% of my maximum health in PvE or PvP if I'm in a battleground. Or being able to actually channel Fleshcraft while you're stealthed or camoed. Yeah, you can channel that while you're stealthed or camoed, which means if I'm in an arena 2v2 and it's now become a 1v1 situation and I'm able to reset the fight and get a camo off, I can stall out long enough if my cooldown for my Fleshcraft is almost ready. I can stall out until my Fleshcraft is ready while I'm healing in camo passively, and then I can come out of camo with 120% HP technically. A 20% absorb shield and my 100% HP because I just healed to full. So now the enemy team is actually set on the back foot. So it gives you more options, more playability, more functionality, more survivability, and more utility as a hunter, which is awesome. You don't need speed, you need survivability. Because as a survival hunter, you get hit hard. So having a 20% shield baseline for your maximum percentage of health is huge. Next up, when I was looking at these and I was deciding another big factor as to why I was choosing Necrolord over Venthyr or Kyrian. Kyrian is very, very good for ranged. Very good for ranged. Yes, the crit is good in PvE, but I wasn't looking at that. I don't need more mobility for being able to get away from mob. I do need the bonus HP pot that you could get baseline from the Kyrian Covenant as a flask to cure poisons, diseases, curses, and heals 20% of my HP. So basically, it's a Fleshcraft, but it heals you instead of shields you. And then Venthyr, the Flayed Shot, so my biggest issue with this is survival hunters with the haste decrease for every class, technically. It's like I can't get enough haste to regenerate my focus fast enough. So with Necro Lords, I wanted something that could do AoE helpfulness, so potential for good AoE, good potential for single target, and I needed the utility. I absolutely needed it. But for future, I'm going to let you guys know that I am working on a couple of different legendaries right now with a few different conduits. My list isn't finished. These are just what I'm working on temporarily for now. So basically, I'm going to be working on the Stinging Strike conduit for 6% more damage to my Mongoose Bite. I'm working on the Soulforge Embers legendary from Mists of Tir Sith. I'm working on the Nesingwari's Trapping Apparatus legendary from the PvP vendor. I've mainly got very unlucky and looted BM, Beast Mastery legendaries. So it's kind of funny that I really just want a main survival, but it's giving me Beast Mastery. Everybody I tell is like, just go Beast Mastery then. It's the universe giving you a sign. I'm like, oh, hell no. It's not happening, guys. I can't do it. it's not that I hate the spec. It's that it's so boring and single-minded that I can't do it. If I was going to go range spec, everybody that watches this channel will know that I would go marksman. No doubts about it. But I am maining survival because it is the 1% of hunters that doesn't get any time to shine. They need somebody to represent them. It is a class that is Blizzard forgotten, and we need to make this better. So I feel with your guys' help, with everything that we can do, if we all put our minds together and we all work together as a community and a team. If you are enjoying the video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave me a comment down below with what covenant you guys chose as a survival hunter or whatever class you guys played. I'd love to hear about it, so let me know. We can make this spec good. I know we can. We can make this good. It's just a matter of working together as a team and just getting it done. But I know we can do it. It's only a matter of time. Legendaries, I'll be able to craft my first legendary next week if I wanted to, if I have the proper plan. Until then, I'll keep farming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Can't drop out.
Shoppers, better took those risks. But in my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always to the field, and then I won't deny that work.